Hello and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to discuss S3 resign URL. Before we dive deep into this particular subject, please subscribe to the channel, like our videos, share, and then broadcast for everyone to know. So in today's video, we'll be discussing S3 resign URL. Now there are sometimes you may have a document, a legal document stored in your S3, but you would want someone else to access this particular file. So by default, all S3 buckets are not accessible to the public. If you want to make it accessible, there is a check mark for you to check to actually know that you are making it public and that you are aware of this. So basically, almost by default, it is blocked from public access. But then if you want someone to have access to your files in your S3 bucket, you can actually use an AWS S3 resign URL. Now, S3 resign URL uses your security credentials, okay, to grant time-limited permission for others to download your files or to have access to your S3 files. Now, this can be done by creating a link, what you call the resign URL. When you generate that, you send the link to your partner or the person you want to have access to, okay, for a limited time. When the time is up, the link expires. Okay, so we are going to demonstrate this using two methods, using the AWS console, and then we'll use VS Code to demonstrate S3 resign URL. It is also important to note that we'll be using IAM user, since we'll be exposing secret keys and access keys. It is much more prudent to create an IAM user and then use that instead. Okay, so if you really don't know how to create an IAM user, check the top right corner of this video, or I will put a link to that video in the description box so that you can always refer to it and then know how to create an IAM user. So let's dive into this video. So I've already logged into my management console. You go to S3, you want to create a bucket now. So you go to S3, or you can search for it in the search bar. So I type S3. Click on create bucket. Okay, so I'll be rushing through this since I've already created a video on how to create an S3 and then delve into details S3 storage. So I'll put the link in the video in the description box, or you can check the top right corner over here. So I'm just go ahead and create my bucket. Let's see, Cloud Tech with Sam. Then I move ahead and then click on create bucket. Okay, so now my bucket is created. I would want to upload a file into my bucket. So click on upload, click on add files. I choose this file and then I click on open. Then I scroll down and I click on upload. So it's been uploaded successfully into our bucket. So now it is this particular file that we would want others to have. So we need to create a resign URL for this particular file. So you click on that file, you go to actions, and then you click on share with a resign URL. So you click on this, and then we determine how long we want the URL to be active, the time limit for this particular URL. So let's say we want it to be 5 minutes. Now if you choose hours, it could be up to 12 hours. Okay, so for us we want 5 minutes. So you click on create pre-sign URL. Now it is copied. You can copy it right from here. So when you copy it, you can send it through your mail and then forward it to the person you want to have access to. So when the person have access, or we go onto a new browser, okay, a new tab, browser tab, then we paste our URL file over here. This means that the person can be able to access this particular file. So in about 5 minutes time, the link will expire and the person cannot use it anymore. So the next step that we'll be demonstrating with is the VS Code. That is when you want to use it programmatically. We open our VS Code. If you don't have VS Code, just go to Google and search for VS Code, download and install. Now on the VS Code, after installing, I check on the left hand side, I'll find AWS. Okay, if I click on AWS, but if yours is fresh and you don't find AWS, just go to extensions, click on extensions, and then type AWS toolkit. Okay, so since I've already installed, you don't find the install. If you haven't installed, you find the install here. You click on install and then it will install for you. You follow whatever prompt you have and then it will install for you. Now I have it on my left hand side. So when I click on AWS, you go to Explorer, click on Explorer. When you click on Explorer, you have select a connection. So I click on select a connection. So you click on add new connections. When you click on add new connections, you choose one of the options. So I'm going to choose IAM credentials. Okay, so I click on IAM credentials, then I go to continue. Now it's asking me for the profile name, the access key, and the secret key. Remember at the beginning of the video, I made mention that we are using an IAM user because we'll be exposing our secret keys and our access keys. So you click on the account name, okay, right, click on it. Then you go to security credentials, click on security credentials. Then you scroll down, you choose create access key, click on create access key. In the options below, you want to choose application running outside AWS. It gives you a warning, but we move on to the next. Then we give it a tag, something to show this thing. So what I'll do is that I'll say VS Code, any name. You can just put any name over there. So click on create access. Now we now have our access key and secret key. So I'll copy our access key, click on copy, then we go to VS Code. I paste my access key over here. Before that, let's give it a name. Let's say pre-sign URL. So that will be our profile name. I've copied the access key. Now let's go back and copy our, click on show and then copy. So I put in my secret key, then I click on continue. Okay, so now we are connected to our AWS account. So you move on to X3. Now we see the first bucket we created is showing up over here. So we can also create another bucket right from here. Okay, so what you can do is that you click on this upload file. This is upload. We want to create folder, not here. So click on this bucket, add bucket, create bucket, click on this one. Then we type our bucket name. So let's say our bucket name is our new bucket has been created for us. Okay, so we now want to add a file which we want to share. So you can click on this arrow kind of thing saying that upload file. So click on it. So we upload this one. Okay, so let's verify our uploaded file is here. So we now want to generate an S3 pre-sign URL for this particular file. So you right click on it, then you go to generate pre-sign URL. So you click on that, and then it asks you how many minutes would you want this to be available. So in my case, let's say 3 minutes. You hit enter. Okay, so it's generated the URL and it's copied also. So you go to your email and then you forward to the person. So we want to access it now. We paste our URL over here, then we hit enter. Then our file we have been able to access our file. Okay, so it's a music file. You hit on play and then it begins to play. So this URL will be active for only 3 minutes since we gave it 3 minutes. Okay, so be sure to subscribe to the channel, like our videos and share. So now we want to go back and then delete all our resources that we created. Okay, so we now go to our access key, select action, click on deactivate, and then deactivate the access key. Now you go back to actions again, you hit delete. Then we copy this, we paste it over here, and then we hit delete. Okay, so our access key is deleted. Okay, so now I think we are done. If this provides value to you, please subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share for others to know. See you in the next video.